What's going on, everybody? This is Stubbs with BRB Gaming and Retro Handhelds. We are here today again with my co-host.
Co-host? Am I a horse now?
My co-host.
Giddy up, motherfucker. Thor, it's me. Hi, how you doing? We're also here with Matt from MattTheLast, the YouTube channel. How you doing, Matt?
Doing all right. How about you guys?
We're great.
We're doing just fine.
Stubbs is doing all right. He hasn't even started drinking yet.
I've had a day though. We're getting the house ready to sell, and so we're getting all our ducks in a row for the open house, and been in the yard all day today working. And whew, I am tired. I should have brought a beer into the trailer for this session.
Well, you're out there in your hoodie because you can't get your heat to work, right?
Yeah, my heater's not working in here either, so I'm bundled up in the middle of February. This is my murder trailer. It's where I do all my murders. We have over here. I got my dad cup.
The main murder area right here.
I like it. So Matt, you are friends with another guest we had on recently, Kyle, or Savage Red as he goes by. And you're both YouTubers. Great dude. And Kyle and I used to do a channel called Geeks with Games, so everyone check that out. But you have a channel called MattTheLast, and you do a whole slew of things related to gaming. I know you're big into Nintendo games, so we'll talk a little bit about that today. But some of your big videos are Evil Dead related. So what's that about?
Well, initially I started my channel to do this is real fucking nerdy.
We're here
anime game reviews.
Welcome.
What? There are anime games now?
Yep. Yeah, so I was going to parlay my Japanese language to play these import anime games. And I started out, my first video was on Sailor Moon games because, I'm just the manliest, coolest dude you ever did see.
Right.
And then shortly after that, I was like, shit, Halloween's coming up. And I have all these Evil Dead games that I really like. So, I'll play them and I'll review them. And those were the ones that kind of set my channel off. And I'm like, these other ones are getting like 8,000 views or 10,000 views on like my Sailor Moon, but then the Evil Dead videos like 40,000 views, like 50, and I'm like, oh, shit.
I saw that.
Okay,
man. Yeah, they're doing really, really well. Holy cow! People love that. I've never even played the what is this? So the Evil Dead the game, is that for PS3?
Evil Dead the game actually coming out soon. It's a PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X.
Oh, this is yeah, you're right. This is a new video.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those asynchronous multiplayer things, which isn't really exactly in my bag. Like if I'm gonna play like an Evil Dead game, I want to play a story where I play as Ash or something.
As long as there's ray tracing, I mean, that's all that anyone cares about, right? That's all they...
Oh, the ray tracing.
Can I see my reflection in this puddle?
That's right. I really need to see the chainsaw hand in the puddle, though. That's important.
Exactly. Real-time reflections on that blood splatter, please.
We really need it. We really do. Well, cool. And there's a new series, too. I got to watch that. I'm so behind on Evil Dead. All I know is, stuff about my boomstick and shotgun this, shotgun that.
If you dig Army of Darkness, Ash versus Evil Dead is
good.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Chef's kiss. Okay,
it's so freaking funny.
I need to watch that again. Well, good. Evil Dead. And what else do you do per se on this channel here? You also do some reviews, right? And
yeah. I got into a lot of licensed games. Like I did, a guy was like, hey, you should do the South Park games. Like, the old, that really shitty first-person shooter for the N64. It's worse than you remember.
Now, wait. Whoa. I've been playing that game, all right? I was actually up in Alaska with Kyle, like 5 months ago, and he was over there playing, I think, probably Suikoden 2 or something. And I was playing South Park for N64, my GPD XD, and loving it.
Nice.
And I was like, Kyle's like, will you stop with the turkeys? Gobble, 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 gobble. Just day and night. I just had turkeys
gobbling.
Oh, man.
Completely disconnected from society. completely disconnected, playing video
No
games
disrespect.
on a
Like
lake.
if that's your jam, no disrespect.
It's a terrible game. Well, no, I need to beat it. I'm like stuck at the end of the game, and it's stupid hard towards the end when you get to the alien mothership parts. Oh, what?
Big box PC version.
You do?
Snap! Wow,
Really?
it's been a while since I saw a PC game box. Jeez.
I got a bunch of them here.
Seriously.
I got Super Munchers. I don't know, like.
I love Super Munchers, where you're just the little muncher, and you got to match up words and numbers, and yeah.
You're like, man, this is a game, and I could play it at school. Fuck.
And I saw you had a Commander Keen doll over there.
Yep. Got Commander Keen.
Nice.
Yeah, he's right next to Diablo.
I'm a big fan of classic Broderbund software.
Personally. Yeah, got the. Oh yeah, like I have a bunch. I've been collecting the big box Carmen Sandiego games and all that.
Nice.
Well, you and I are a little bit opposites, because I can see you're a physical collector, and I am purely a digital collector. I don't want to have stuff in my space because I get stressed out.
Stubbs
I gotta play all this.
Physical collector, then he would be known as a fucking hoarder at that point. It would never fucking end.
Hey, it's not hoarding. It's not hoarding if your shit's awesome. So.
or if you put it on shelves. Like, this is the reason my wife hasn't left me yet, is because it's kind of organized a little bit,
and it's in one space, right? Like,
just for the most part,
make everything on your shelves be like different cookbooks or something like that, or like something artsy. I don't know, but what's more artsy than video games?
If you were a physical collector, bro, like when I come over to your house for breakfast or something, we'd be like shoveling ET carts that should have been in a landfill off your breakfast table,
Dude, Rob the Robot would be serving you pancakes.
Oh,
if I had physical. Like, I'd have like 5 Rob the Robots that
he and his 50 brothers.
Yeah, I'd be
short circuit up in there.
I have maybe too many games, but that's fine. We're here to talk about Matt.
I think we all have too many games.
We all do. Not you though. I saw your legal backup collection. You have like 50 games per system somehow.
I may or may not have whole ROM sets.
No,
legally backed up ROM sets, but my curation. I only put stuff in my collection that I actually want to play. Like that I actually enjoy.
What?
Yeah. So people are like,
how do you know?
Suikoden, blah, 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 blah. Keep it. No, it doesn't go in because I'm not interested in Suikoden, Look at him.
But how do you know what you want to play?
Perturbed.
Yeah.
How do you know what you want to play? How would you know? I know there's stuff like, you're like, oh, I like this as a kid. But what about if you want to discover new retro games today? How would you know which ones to play? Unless you put them all on and then did a randomizer and say, give me whatever, Launchbox.
I take suggestions from the community. All right. I'm sure Matt has opinions on stuff like that. All right.
Sure, Matt does. I take suggestions. Matt, what are your opinions? Opinion number 1, go.
Oh shit. Well, I kind of like the idea of like the randomizer, like Game of Fate, but for games. Like shit, just get every ROM possible and just like get a big old red button, just slam it, just a random game.
Yeah, it's called Reset Collection, developed by our friend Hav. Oh, great. We'll talk about that when we pick out your first retro handheld today.
Stubbs has berated our friend Hav, who makes a front end for Android, right, into putting a randomizer button in his paid app, Reset. And he finally did it, and Stubbs just can't let it go now. Like it's the greatest feature ever introduced in software of all time. So this way he can put 50,000 ROMs on an Android device and doesn't have to make a decision.
No decisions. I don't want to be in control of my own life. I don't want to be responsible for anything. You just put everything you want on there. I mean, everything you don't know if you want or not, and just click the button, and then it's like boom. Now you're playing Barbie Explorer. Done. No problem. And that's how I found the greatest game known to man on PlayStation 1. I will never stop talking about it. I will never give up Crusade. Everybody will play this game.
That reminds me. Legend of Dragoon is a good game because apparently I bring it up in every episode.
I think I got a copy of that back there somewhere.
Nice.
Can we look at it? Is it the green? Is it the green label or is it the black label?
Black. I think I only have a couple. I have like Xenogears is the green label, but the rest. Let me see. I actually had a black label Xenogears, lent it to a friend. Oh. He destroyed it and replaced it with the greatest hits version.
Did you quit that friend?
I haven't spoken to him in a while, but you know, like I'm too nice.
He broke your black label Xenogears, and then he replaced it with a green label greatest hits Xenogears.
Yeah,
I would.
This was like when it was like relatively like recent, so it was like I'm nowadays, you know, it's not the most expensive game, but it's not the cheapest one either, you know.
Right.
But seeing that one green label game in your whole collection of black PS1 titles, like that would be enough to drive me insane. I would be like, I would get a new friend. I would just get a new friend. It's easier.
Nails on a chalkboard. Yeah.
Have to narc on myself. I have lost one game from a friend one time, and I've never forgiven myself for it. It was the GameCube Legend of Zelda Master Quest version, right? With Ocarina and Time on it stuff. I borrowed it from a friend. I didn't see him for like a year and a half after that, and I could never find it again. And I still feel terrible about it to this day. Ooh, sorry, Jason. I'm so sorry, buddy.
Thor is sorry, Jason. That's
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
You're
backing me up.
I got you. I got your back, man. All right, so we're wheeling and dealing here. I just want to look at every game in Matt's collection. That's really, I'm so amazed at just the breadth of titles. Are they complete sets? Are there any complete sets?
Not complete. I have this is the weird one. I brought this out because I was doing a tweet about it. I have all of the Aladdin deck enhancer games for the NES. Everything that came out for that. I have almost all of the boxed Gamecom games, if you can believe it.
Oh,
that piece of shit.
The game.com, yeah.
The game.com. Let's see. I have this. Let me grab one. Let's see. I got this is the Williams Arcade Classics for the game.com.
Whoa.
And I've not put this in because I don't want to try Robotron on the Gamecom.
No, you don't want to play on the Gamecom.
No. Joust, no. Like, but it's funny how they have all these games like doubled up. So like Sinistars twice and Joust is on here like 3 times to make it look like there's more shit. I'm like, that's just lazy, guys. That's bad.
It's real bad, and I'm really glad that you have it.
Me too.
So I don't have to. But I'm sure the legal backup no interest set probably has it somewhere.
Right.
But
see, he's saying that right now. But in Stubbs's like first person HUD, the hoarder achievement just unlocked. All right, and he can feel it. Like he's looking at your collection, going, "I'm buying a new house. I'm going to have my own room."
They're actually
IKEA shelving's not too expensive. You know?
Yeah,
actually, the house comes with IKEA shelving built into like the walls. It has like that setup already in the office when you first walk in. And my brain definitely did not go straight to it's time to start the collection again. So, definitely didn't. All right, let's dive into other stuff. Let's dive into Nintendo Direct. So Matt, you know about what happened this week. I know that, and lots of YouTubers have covered it, but Thor and I have not. I have not looked at anything. I don't know what they announced. I generally am a little delayed on some of this gaming news anyways. So I'm going to just sort of live react and let's go together. I pulled up a Polygon article here that has videos built in so I can kind of take a quick peek. What do we got? So,
well, one of the big ones was Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem. Okay, now people are still going on and on about Fire Emblem. This is a tactical strategy RPG, right? that has sort of a medieval fantasy storyline. I played one of the games.
Yeah, it's one of the most anime games from Nintendo. You know, you got you have your. And it's the last one, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, was fan goddamn tastic. Great game. You play as a teacher of like a school, so like you have to like manage your students and everything, and kind of like a lot of great characters in that one. And you choose one of the three houses, which has different characters and units you can have, and it was great from start to finish. Love that game.
And this one's called Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes.
Yeah, so it's in the if you ever played the Dynasty Warriors games, it's a Warriors game, so it's Fire Emblem Musou. So it's instead of a tactical RPG, it's sort of a tactical action strategy RPG thing.
I like the action part. This looks good.
Is this going to be made by the same people who made Hyrule Warriors? By any chance?
Yes, it's pretty much exactly that, but Fire Emblem, so it's got a Fire Emblem skin on it. So
right.
I like the graphics on it. It looks like that Tales of Arise game that came out recently.
That looked good. I haven't
very animu, very little weeby. Mm-hmm. It's good. Oh man, I was in Stubbs DMs about Tales of Arise for like weeks.
Oh yeah,
it was
you gotta buy it, gotta play it. I was like, Thor, I'm gonna play the demo. Okay, play the demo. It's awesome. Are you gonna buy the rest of the game? No, I will not have time to finish that. But it looks awesome, and the demo was great.
It was awesome. It was a really, we haven't had a lot of really solid turn-based RPGs and stuff like that lately. And even though it wasn't fully turn-based or anything like that, the way it plays out was really nice. I thought very Star Ocean.
I've heard nothing but good stuff.
It was great. I mean, if it wasn't, it's not going to break any charts as far as story innovation or anything like that. It was just a solid JRPG in a classic vein with an action style combat system. So it was good.
Nice.
Well,
what did you play it on?
PS5.
Yeah, me too. Never heard of this Musou game genre. I'll have to check that out more. Well, the game looks excellent. Fire Emblem Warriors. I will probably not buy it because I don't really buy games on the Switch in general. But it's enough to make me at least say it looks good.
The one that I was excited for was the Chrono Cross remaster, because that touches me in all the classic weed and retro gaming.
I will buy 3 more Switches just to play that,
just for that,
in different colors, different.
Make your children do it. You're gonna play it. You're gonna like it.
Play it for daddy. Play the game for daddy. Mark it off of my backlog. There we go.
Yeah. Maybe might make the wife play that. I've been trying to get her into some of the classic JRPGs. I want her to finish Final Fantasy IX with me, which is one of my favorite PS1 RPGs.
And
I recently got my wife playing Final Fantasy VI. Believe it or not, out of nowhere. I loaded it up on the Mii U Mini and was testing stuff around, and she goes, and I just handed it to her.
No idea what you're talking about.
I know, and he's going to find out. He's going to find out. We're actually talking about potentially taking Matt through tonight and helping him pick something out, which I think could be a lot of fun.
So. He has to buy.
Teach me knowledge, Daddy.
So the rules is that Matt is going to spend any amount of money that we say, completely any amount, and he just wants the best.
Immediately,
he's going to ship us 2 or 3 of that same handheld, and then I'll profit. So, right? That's basically what we came up with. Right, Matt?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't sound
Nobody
right.
has a gun to me, just in the background.
Everything's fine. But okay, more Nintendo Direct first. I'm seeing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a thing now.
Yeah.
What is all this about?
I'm concerned.
So have either of you played any of them?
I played the first one, and
I enjoyed Chronicles 2 very much. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 looks like it's going to.
I'm concerned about the power of the Switch. Sorry, that's just.
Oh no, you're good.
Sorry to lead in with negativity, but I'm concerned about the Tegra X1 and
look at these open landscapes though. Look at these. Look at how far it renders in the background. You have these whole tech cities. You got like a Ark Survivor Evolved kind of vibe going on here with this futurism with dinosaurs. And look at that giant sea anemone thing.
But Matt, you're pretty excited for this one too, huh?
I liked them also. I actually the funny thing is I've got all of them. I haven't played X yet. I still have my Wii U hooked up to the TV, if you can believe it. But
it's a good console.
Yeah, it was an underrated thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they're still doing it, that it's been popular, because I like the style of them. I like the open world and all that. I think it's a good series, and it helps Nintendo diversify a bit from their their standard Mario, Zelda landscape.
Well, I think that as long as they continue with that,
Yeah.
I actually still play Dragalia of all things on the Android.
Huh.
So I like their modern RPG fare that Nintendo's been bringing in, and I hope they keep up with it.
Yeah.
It seems solid. Again, probably not a game that I'm gonna play, but it looks good, and I hope it does well, and that there are fans the world over who are just like, yes, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was nice, but Xenoblade Chronicles 3, now I can die happy, or at
Matt,
least
are
I
you
can
tagged
die
in on the Mario
immolated.
Kart 8 DLC drama that's happening right now?
I actually hadn't heard any drama about it. I was just
Is
like,
that a new game?
like, sweet. I
No,
like
Mario
Mario
Kart 8's
Kart.
been out for a long time, but
Okay.
Nintendo's bringing,
All
instead of
right.
bringing out Mario Kart 9, which they're probably going to save for a launch of new hardware next year, most
Yeah.
likely, as a
Sure.
launch title. They're bringing out new
Yeah.
DLC for 8, and people do not like the way that the DLC looks. They say it looks rubbery and not like lush and filled like it did before.
Okay.
And they're really pissed about it.
Rubbergate. They
I
made
know
a
it's
rubbery
nobody's ever
rubbery
heard of
texture in the
anybody
game.
pissed about video games on the internet, but they're really pissed about it. They're very passionate.
No, I've
about
never heard about CD Projekt Red before, but
No.
this game seems like they're releasing DLC. Do they ship rubber to your house? Do they make your life more rubbery, or the game just looks a little bit not refined?
They're just saying that
that's it.
Essentially,
It's
after
like a
all this
lazy
time of Mario Kart 8 being out,
right.
that they expected a higher visual quality on these new tracks that they're putting out for the DLC.
Has everybody forgotten that that the game came out a couple of years ago and just maybe it just looks like that?
No, they haven't, because that's not how this works for people. This is 2022. People expect high fidelity at all times.
8K
and these
gaming.
are retro tracks too. Like these are new versions of stuff
like
from Mario
Road
Kart Wii. Yeah. So I mean, I get it if you want it to be like a reimagined, much prettier version of that. I get that, but like, pick your battles, guys.
Yeah.
They just need to calm down. Like they have too much time on their hands. People have too much time on their hands right now. Everybody needs to calm down.
It's like how
just do something productive for the
people
world.
People are a little
over
unhappy
DLC.
with Pokemon Arceus's like draw distance and stuff like that, because you can go to the top of mountains and stuff, and then you just see repeating textures, and that's valid because people have hacked the game now and increased the draw distance and stuff without hurting performance. So,
so they're seeing repeated landscapes, and they're like, "That's not okay." But what do they expect?
Well, but it's
on
not
Tegra,
just that.
On that
It's
Tegra chip.
When you get a certain distance out, the trees and everything, they get deleted. Well, people are adding that back in. They've increased the draw distance for like the lower res models and stuff, just to keep the landscape filled instead of having that repeating stamped texture on everything. So they're actually making the game better, but I mean, obviously Game Freak's never going to take any of their patches or anything like that. So
yeah, Game Freak is weird about that. I mean, obviously they're not going to take the patches, but like their design, ethos is really strange. It always kind of has been.
Well, and they've more and more seemed anti-fan to me the past few years. Not the big one. The big drama was not including the entire Pokedex and Sword and Shield. That was weird. Especially since they reused the models and the rigging for the animations from the DS and 3DS games.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't understand is why didn't they just stop at Pokemon Yellow? Pokemon Yellow was the peak Pokemon, and they did Red that got you a bunch of Pokemon. They did Blue, which got you a bunch of Pokemon. You could trade it, and then they did Yellow, the Pikachu edition, which completed the trifecta. They could have stopped there, but like George Lucas and Star Wars, they're like, we're just gonna keep on recycling.
How many more colors do you little bastards need?
Green. Gold and silver was pretty awesome.
Gold.
I mean, that's one of my favorite generations. Diamond and Pearl was pretty awesome too. From there on out, they started getting weird with the mega evolutions and all that kind of stuff. But
Black 2?
Yeah, black and white too. Yeah, they really went the distance on it. All right, so what else do we have here? I saw that Valve was putting out Portal for the Switch. And
what?
Yeah,
there's some more controversy about this because the Steam Deck is coming out, which are the Steam Deck is a Switch killer, blah blah blah. Like they're really on it.
Well, wait a minute.
But
is anybody saying that really?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my Lord, they can't help themselves.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
But
this looks excellent. This looks really well done, though.
But people are saying now that they think that Valve is releasing Portal on the Switch to show that Portal can work well with controllers, to like advertise for the Steam Deck, which
that seems a little conspiracy theorist, a little bit.
I played Portal on my 360 years ago. Like I mean, it's not as good as a mouse and keyboard, but it works.
I mean, fuck, man. I played Portal on a Steam machine once with the Steam controller, that wonky thing.
Awful.
With the haptics instead of joysticks.
And this guy
Portal played well.
Yeah, that thing.
Wait, holy shit! You got one?
He actually
I have two of them.
You have two of those? I lost mine so long ago. I remember I gave up on it when I tried playing The Witcher 3, and I was like, this is going into the garbage now. It went into a box for a very long time. I couldn't deal with it. I'm like, I was so hyped for that controller, man. But okay, so Portal looks awesome.
Triangle Strategy is the other big one. That's the big one right now. The JRPG. There it is. See it right there.
Strategy.
Yes. It's that Octopath visuals, but with a strategy game. And I personally haven't enjoyed a strategy game since like Disgaea 5, but I might dip my toes back into strategy with this one. It looks pretty dang good. What do you think, Matt?
Well, I loved Octopath, and this is like them trying to do like Octopath, but Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre. Yeah, and like yes, and I'm all in. I love the retro visuals. I'm a Super Nintendo RPG enthusiast. So it's just.
I love. I mean, Octopath Traveler's look. You're right. I love that retro nostalgia. It has like that bokeh that they do though. That you can tell it's modern though, because it's like perfectly focused on the characters, but the background kind of blurs out a bit. I love that art style. But this is going to be like a tactics type game.
Yeah.
Huh. That I might check out. Is this unique to the Switch, or is it coming out on all platforms?
No, this is
currently Switch, but it'll probably end up hitting like Steam later.
Yeah, it'll hit PC. Okay. Like most of the stuff hits PC eventually now, even like God of War.
Right. That's so crazy.
So let's see, we've got that going. Triangle Strategy looks fantastic, and I'm actually pretty excited for the story as well. I'm sure it's going to be really good. I haven't had a good JRPG to sink 60 hours into since Tales of Arise. So,
well, damn, this game's going to be out in like 3 weeks on March 4th. Yeah. So,
goddamn,
you can have it in your life soon. Real
so
nice.
Excited.
It looks even better.
Bravely Default 2.
Bravely Default 2. Yeah, that was a solid game.
There.
First one.
You'll get there. The other one that the internet can't seem to quit memeing right now is Kirby, with the Kirby condoms and stuff.
The Kirby condom. I saw the Kirby condom. That meme dude in our server was talking about that.
Yeah,
he's like, it looks like Kirby has a condom.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and it looks like a post-apocalyptic Kirby game where he's capable of like surrounding himself, doing his Kirby thing onto cars and stuff like that, and driving them around. And the big joke right now is that he kind of looks like a Kirby condom. So,
I mean,
but people have been photoshopping Kirby onto everything, onto Trump and onto beer bottles and all that. I mean, just onto everything. It's been ridiculous. The memes are amazing.
Okay, so I'm looking at this now for the first time. This game looks adorable. This actually has me excited.
Kirby games,
Well,
I mean, who doesn't like Kirby? Kirby's just delightful, like in any incarnation.
But this looks really, really solid and good. He has a voracious appetite. He's swallowing cars. Mouthful mode is enabled, and now he's driving around. He looks like Pepto-Bismol on just steroids. Just got to eat a vending machine, and he's so funny. Oh, Kirby. Oh, he's VLC
it's the
player now.
First 3D Kirby game, like real, a 3D Kirby game ever made. So,
which is surprising.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
I
is
always
this the
feel
first
like
time we've
there's
seen
been
him?
like real 3D Kirby games before, but I guess there really hasn't, has there?
Like
There's
Air
been
Ride
2.5D
was the
stuff.
closest.
I think.
Yeah, but yeah.
I think this is why I'm so impressed with it, is that it's 3D and Kirby just looks. I mean, the art style is great. Damn it, Nintendo! Don't make me buy a game. All right,
I need
I'm stoked for
to
that.
see more than just the teaser trailer for Front Mission, though. I really enjoyed Daemon X Machina. I think Front Mission is going to be a really good game, but they only
you
put
ever
up
played any
like
of them?
40 second. Yeah. But they only put up like the 40-second teaser. And I'm like, I need a whole lot more than that. I need a lot more information before I deep dive into another mech game. So how do you feel about that, Matt?
Love it. I have Front Mission 1 and 2 back there, like the Super Famicom version of the original.
Nice.
So, I mean, I love those games. I love tactical strategy RPGs and big ass robots. It's the weeb in me, like big, giant mechs and everything.
Yeah, it's
all
Gundam
in.
Metal Gear style. Yeah.
So we got that, and then Splatoon 3. I'm sure everybody's talked about that to death at this point, but that is
I don't know what
not
Splatoon
my style,
is.
but it's
if it makes you happy, God bless.
Yeah.
So what
is
you're shooting paint out of your paint gun and these little
it's arena combat
and
like it's
you're
covering
a
the
kid
enemy
now.
in paint and
you're a squid now.
You're a kid now. So colorful and like
squid kid.
It's very messy. It's very like 1990s gack.
Yeah,
getting sprayed with slime or something. Or
Mark Summers should be hosting it.
Mark you play that, then you go watch Salute Your Shorts. It'll be good.
Thank you.
They're just jumping around. They're having the best time making a mess. This has got to be.
I know a ton of people are excited for the Advance Wars remakes, though, and that's out on April 8th. But man, it does look really good. I think some people in retro handhelds were upset that it wasn't more faithful looking to the originals, but as far as visuals are concerned, but it's like it's an entire remake,
Yeah, it's like what they did with Link's Awakening, right, where they made it all kind of 3-dimensional,
chibi and toy, but it's looking,
yeah,
it looks. I mean, the models look like the sprites did,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This looks accurate to my memory of the GBA, just way better looking. I mean, it's like what they did with Mega Man compared to Mega Man X Maverick Hunter on PSP. It's the same sort of idea here. You can't go wrong with the strategy. People love remakes as long as you keep the core stuff intact.
Yeah.
The visual stuff is fine. Okay, so that launches in April. That looks really cool. We talked to Kirby, Portal. What else have I see that we have No Man's Sky is coming to Switch.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.
How the hell is that going to play?
Yeah, I really like No Man's Sky. I was a big fan of it. Kind of a Zen experience when it came out. But the Switch, like you were talking about the power behind the processor. I'm like, I'm sure they'll be able to like eke out something with that. But it'll probably be a truncated experience, and I'll play it on my PS5. I'm good.
Yeah, it'll end up having draw distance issues or something like that, most likely.
It's the trade-off
having
with
that amount of models on screen is
with the Tegra, but it's gonna look beautiful on that OLED if you got that Switch OLED on hand.
That's true.
It'll look solid, but it's gonna be, you're right, comp down like they did with Doom. Doom I would not play on the Switch unless it's like the original or the N64 Doom, but
well, the Doom 2016 didn't look too bad. Like I was impressed with what they were able to do with it. But I mean it's still a yeah. I mean I think it was locked 30.
Yeah, well, if sometimes it got to 30, sometimes it did, and it only did 720p resolution right in the center. So they use that strategy where they focus where you're focusing in, they do full res, and then everything around your character and your view is going to be dropped to like 300p or something. And you know, if you're going slow through the areas, you're gonna notice that, and it looks a little bit like balls. It looks like balls. So
I mean, and then they're doing the Doom Eternal did the cloud version, which I am no fan of cloud gaming, or if I'm playing something, I want rendering in my house, in my room. None of this over the cloud. Fuck that. No.
Yep. I'm the same way. I'm okay with cloud streaming, like on a awesome Android gaming handheld. You can do some cool stuff with Game Pass, but I just feel so much better if you can render it right on the hardware that you're using. You're like, yes, render my polygons.
Even with the Game Passy stuff, you can direct stream from your consoles in your house on those handhelds, you know. So you're not really in the cloud. Stadia, because it sounds like Google's starting to back off on Stadia now.
Good.
Shocking. I know, shocking, right?
I saw that.
Die.
And then
my kids like it. We play Cake Bash. It's cool.
Yeah, they play Cake Bash, but that's about it. All right.
That's all they have, really. That's the entirety of the library.
They can't be the cornerstone of Stadia. Cake Bash can't be.
Hey, while we're slamming stuff, what about Nintendo Switch Sports? What's this about? Are you so excited, Matt? Are you ready?
Everybody makes his face.
I mean, you know, if that is your thing, then like more power to you, my brother.
Yeah. I love sports.
Well, like Mario Strikers is coming. That was part of the direct.
That was I hate soccer, but hey, you know, if you get goofy with it, was it the NES soccer game, the Kunio one where you have like the super moves and stuff, the more arcadey you get it, you know.
Dude.
Yeah, and I mean they showcased DK coming out big in like full armor or something like that. It was
What? This looks pretty awesome. Okay. I mean, this is. Do you guys remember Mega Man Soccer? Mega Man Soccer on the SNES, so good.
It's back
there.
Great
use of the IP.
It's right there. I got it right there.
It's over there.
Holy shit! You have a copy of Mega Man Soccer? That's tough to find.
I got an inbox copy.
Oh, he's doing it. He's going to get his. He's taking his headset off. Everybody. He is walking to his massive shelf full of 100 billion games, and he's got a great looking dumper. Well, if I might say so. I mean, his trash bin in the back there, it looks like it's really well organized. He's looking. He's not sure if he has it. He's wavering on his confidence.
He knows it's there.
He knows exactly where it's at.
It's somewhere, but I have. Yes, it's.
That's fine. I know what the cover art looks like. I looked at every version of the cover art in every region that it's released, and but this looks like a really good soccer.
The whole direct, I think, right? Except for Earthbound, maybe. But I mean,
excuse
me. I mean, Earthbound's a great game.
Everything.
Yeah, it's just
aren't we done with Earthbound yet?
Not until they drop Mother 3. What they need to do, what Nintendo needs to do, is translate Mother 3 and put all 3 on a single Switch card and be done with it. Just be done with it.
It's kind of a server stereotype by now in our community. It's like translate Mother 3. That's like, but I know it's people are hungry for it. They want it. It's such a quirky series, man.
Well, so to top all this direct stuff off, this direct was decent. I know some people were expecting more as far as first party games and stuff like that. But it was a big year. It's going to be a big year for RPGs on the Switch. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I think what people are really frothing for is Breath of the Wild 2 information. And people that's coming. That. That's more than likely coming around the E3 time because Nintendo doesn't do E3 anymore. But they'll probably have another direct that's just all about Breath of the Wild 2. You know, wouldn't you agree?
People are going to eat it up.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, it's their next like massive smash thing that everybody wants. So they weren't just going to toss it out here in this random direct they pulled out of their ass.
No.
And Matt,
but it's been a long time since we've had any like ultra concrete stuff about Breath of the Wild 2. So
yeah.
Hopefully it lives up to the hype because I
hope so too.
I don't know how they're going to top almost 5 years now of Breath of the Wild and the mods and the memes and all the speed running and all that stuff. So We'll see.
Yeah.
Just
Mario
one thing.
Odyssey.
No breakable weapons. No weapon degradation.
Fuck.
Never again.
No.
Oh my god.
I mean, less weapons that you get less often that don't break. So it's like, oh, I got this badass. Oh, I hit one guy with it and exploded, man. Like, oh.
Yeah, it doesn't. Their durability didn't make any sense in Breath of the Wild, to me at least. I mean, where you get in 20 or 25 hits on something before it breaks, that's not how. That's what it's metal. What are you talking? What?
Yeah,
it's metal.
That durability stuff in games, it's stressful. It's stress inducing. Like if there's a way to toggle that, I always will. I don't want to worry about my weapons. It's a video game. They should stay at 10 out of 10 the whole time I want to play, and never do I need to worry about that. Why?
I wouldn't be opposed to a Monster Hunter type system where you have to sharpen or something like, or fix it up or something like that. But for it to just completely break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
like, I mean, even in Dark Souls, you can fix your weapons. It's like, know, it doesn't crumble into dust.
I was pretty disappointed that the Master Sword lost power.
Yeah,
that seemed really. It seems like it. I understand, like it not having full power if you're not at full hearts or something like that.
But it's the master
with the sword.
The master sword.
Right. It's the master sword. Like what?
It's the master sword.
Talking about?
It's the god sword. It has ultimate power all the time.
Well, I mean, even if they had put something in where you have to go around the dungeons and get items to fix it up, because they've done that before. They've done that in a ton of games where you've had to recharge the master sword, but for it to lose charge, like in the middle of a boss fight or something like that, that was really
super dumb. Oh, well. Okay, I think that wraps it up for. That's everything I'm seeing that was released at Nintendo Direct. I do see that DLC thing you guys are talking about, and I'm like, okay, more Mario Kart. That's cool. I'm still going to play Mario Kart for the SNES more than anything, but these are all fine. This is good, and it does inspire me a bit to maybe finally pick up a OLED Switch that I'll keep maybe in a few months.
Because I bought the last one and then subsequently sold it to a user.
You did, Faust, Mr. Faust. Shout out to our patrons as well. So good. Let's talk about handhelds, shall we?
Yes.
Matt, okay, so you have some...
Yes, our bread and butter. Yes.
This is our realm now you're entering into. So you have a couple of first-party handhelds. You got your Switch, you got probably your Game Boy, your Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, GBA, DS Lite, 3DS, all those.
I got my Game Gear. I have my
Inbox
Atari Lynx.
Oh, the Lynx.
Yeah, I got a bunch of Inbox Lynx games. I got the Gamecom. I have a few things. That's right. I got my favorite. Sorry. One of my favorite underrated little handhelds. I was making sure this worked just the other day before we came on here.
Is it an N-Gage?
No, it's actually the Neo Geo Pocket Color.
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude! Sonic on the Neo Geo Pocket.
One.
Yep,
I love it.
See if we can get that.
Oh yeah, that good sound.
Yeah. Which game is that?
That is actually Sonic.
Oh, I should know.
Yeah, Sonic Pocket Adventure is always
Pocket Adventure. That game is incredibly difficult once you get to the silver evil Sonic clone at the end. Mecha Sonic.
So let me ask you this: Matt? Do you know about classic hardware modding? Have you looked into that much?
I have a little bit. Like I wanted to get, because the screen on my Game Gear is starting to fade.
Right.
And I wanted to get the one of them fancy upgrades for it, or at least get another one with the screen on there. But they're pricey.
They are pricey, but they're worth it. Especially like the Game Gear stuff. Mm-hmm. They used the screen mod replacements used to be like $180. I mean, they were expensive and very complicated to do. You used to have to like desolder resistors and capacitors and stuff like that and move them around. It was a mess. Now they have really, really, really cool and easy kits that are quick replacements for it. So you pull off the front lit tube, right? and then you it's like 5 or 6 solder points now with like a drag solder, and they're really easy to replace, and it's like $80, which still is a little expensive, but
that's doable though.
Yeah, it's doable. It's much more reasonable, and it fits OG hardware, so you don't have to get case mods or anything like that, like you have to do with the Game Boy Advance. It's good stuff.
It is,
but GBA modding is the big mod scene. That's the
people are go nuts over that.
Holy crap!
AGS 1 screens and
the 101s, and then then you have the AGB model, the horizontal, and they also have replacement kits for the GBA SP that turn it into a classic like color DMG full body.
Nice.
That's a metal kit. It makes them hefty. But man, there's so many mods and USB-C charging and Bluetooth and cleaning up the audio. Oh my gosh, there's so much you can do with it.
You should show Matt the Buttwater Gray Game Boy you have, the little mini Game Boy.
The Game Boy Pocket?
No. The Miiu Game Boy.
Oh, the Miiu Game Boy. Yes. Let me pull it out here real quick. So
I don't have any of my handhelds out here right now.
This is obviously not a modded console, but it's the Miiu Mini. It's the miniest.
So that's all about.
Oh, it's teensy.
It's so teensy, and it's that
because it's probably,
and it's that like disgusting nicotine stained gray, right? We always joke about.
And you can play Game Boy games on that, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced. You can also play all the way up to PlayStation 1 games on it with Rumble and an IPS screen and a really, really sweet.
My screen's green, so see that?
Oh yeah. You can't see how beautiful it looks, but it has that IPS screen right off the bat. So you could load on all of your physical Game Boy games you have there and all of your other games. Most of the ones in your room, you could probably make backups of them to play on this handheld.
Legal.
It doesn't take actual carts, mind you. So
it's all about the legal.
Maybe something for you might be like the Analog Pocket. I don't know if you looked up that at all. Have you seen the
name sounds familiar. Like I think I've people have mentioned it.
The Analog Pocket is not an emulation device, all right?
Yet.
It is it's not even then it won't be an emulation device.
But it could play
loading ROMs. Yeah.
Digital ROMs, yeah.
So it actually is computer hardware with an FPGA, a field programmable gate array, that directly not even simulates, it directly modifies itself to play games as the original hardware played the games. So it's Game Boy, Game Boy Color, GBA, Neo Geo Pocket Color, all of that stuff. And it has configurations for the FPGA processor in it that make it play cycle accurately, perfectly, like those original consoles did.
Ooh.
Yeah, take a look at that bad boy. And also the resolution, it's nuts. It's like, it's over 1080p. It's like really crazy up res.
I don't know if it's over 1080p, but it's like 4x. I think something like that.
It's definitely it's beyond the norm.
It's a 1600 by 1440 on the main screen, but it has a 1080p dock.
Yes, that's right, the dock. And it is the most beautiful FPGA pocket setup I have ever seen. I will never use it for that purpose.
The console itself is just gorgeous.
It is.
The screen looks amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Thor has one that is sort of a clone.
$200. It's $200, and it's like on a 2-year wait list now for the Analog Pocket.
Yeah,
I don't have it in front of me anymore. I cleaned everything up. But it's very similar. It's an Android emulation device called the Powkitty A20, and it looks very similar to the Analog Pocket. It has the 6-button interface, and it's the successor to the A19, but it has a much better processor in it, and it's a good one.
It looks like
it has custom firmware.
It does.
Nice.
But have you
liking these adapters here?
Right?
Oh yeah.
you can go nuts on that. And it seems like this maybe more is your thing than an emulation handheld, because why would you ever need ROMs when you literally probably have every game you can just play?
You can,
but
and you can
maybe
play them
you
directly
want
from
better
the cart.
hardware.
Well, not just that though, but you'll also have the ability to emulate home console systems as well. I shouldn't say emulate, that's not the right word. You'll have the ability to play cycle accurate home console systems as well, like the NES, the Genesis, and the SNES as well on it. So from ROMs or whatever, when it gets a jailbroken firmware eventually. But man, people are selling these things for like $1,000, $800 on eBay right now because they're just impossible to get. So
you should show Matt the Switch Killer though, the AYN Odin, because if you want to go the other direction, you want to play PS2 games while pooping. AYN Odin has got you covered, and
living
GameCube
the dream.
and Wii. So that looks like a Switch.
Right here, that's my ring light. Yeah,
has stacked shoulders, and it has LED lighting on the left and the right, and on the joysticks.
But it's
beautiful,
an Android-based
beautiful
console.
Screen.
Oh, the screen is gorgeous. Now, let me load up a real game on here, not just a classic game.
It even emulates Switch games, even though you need to set up a ridiculous
there's a whole thing for that.
Play that.
And it's completely unworkable, but it is possible.
You can play Switch games. It just needs a little bit of tinkering.
A little bit.
I mean, for this sort of thing, I would probably... I mean, if it plays, you said PS2 GameCube games, I'm good.
You're good with that.
Yeah.
And we did a screen comparison directly with the Switch Lite, mind you. And it definitely beats the Switch Lite as far as quality, color temperature, crispness.
Right.
I can't say that it beats
and battery
the
life.
OLED.
It destroys it in battery life.
12 to 14 hours of battery life in my own testing. Not all of that is stress testing the whole time, but on and off, you can turn it off throughout the week and use it on one charge.
You're playing on 50% brightness with a Game Boy Advance game, then you're looking at 8 to 12 hours, 8
to 12 years. Yeah.
Millennium. So this is Asphalt 9. Trying to get a good place here.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah,
you can play anything you want. You can play anything from like Atari era stuff all the way up to PS2, GameCube, Wii, Dreamcast. Most of those libraries play great. N64 is a dream. You can upscale PS1 to freaking 1080p on it. It's a 1080p screen.
Most people
put it on a dock.
Get an Android handheld like this, right? And it requires, you just have to fuck with it. There's so many settings and all that kind of stuff that you have to learn about. And I don't know what dithering draw distance is and blah, blah, just all of this stuff that you have to sit there and mess. With this thing, it's powerful enough. Screw it. All right. GameCube and PS2, you're going to have to do some tweaks, but we're actually working on something right now. Scott, shout out Scott. Scott and I are working on setting up a preset pack so people can download a bunch of INI files and put them directly on. And then whenever they go to play a game, they don't have to mess with it. It's already set up for the Odin. So we're working on that. But like PlayStation, N64, that kind of stuff, you don't need to screw with it anymore. We're finally at that point where you don't have to dick with it constantly to get an N64 or PlayStation game that you want to play running.
So can I just like rip a PlayStation ISO and then I'm good to go?
Yeah, basically. Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's real quick.
I'm on the Indiegogo site right now.
It has 128 gigabytes internal, right? But it also has a micro SD card slot. So you could, if you wanted to, you could put like a 2 terabyte micro SD in here, if you wanted to.
Just a suggestion,
Just throwing that out there. Again, I sound like an Odin show right now, but it's the first time. I've been saying this for almost 2 years now at this point. These companies need to make these emulation handhelds, and they need to price them lower so they sell more and make the same amount of profit.
Yeah.
So that way they can lock out the market. And this is the first company that has a complete product that doesn't have a Cheeto Steve grade major downfall, because they all have one major downfall. but this one doesn't have that major downfall, and it's at the right price. So I can't help but be like, finally, oh fuck, thank God, like
it is the most powerful, best Android handheld we've ever seen, and it just came out. So
and we always have to do that thing with the handhelds where we go, man, this thing is great, but
it does have some buts. Now, if it's a little too big for you and you want something a little tinier, a little cuter, that almost kind of is as powerful, you can still play little PS2, little GameCube. Look at the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. So that is going to, it's a 3.5 inch screen with that 4:3 aspect ratio. So retro games look awesome on it.
Yeah, it's the same resolution as your classic CRT TVs.
And it even can still play some GameCube. So it's a very impressive little device. Mind you, it doesn't have L3 and R3 clickable, but that's coming in some sort of update. But it's still a touchscreen.
You don't really need that for classic gaming,
For some classic gaming, I know.
Yeah. So, but if you want to load up, Legend of Dragoon, Final Fantasy VII, anything from the PlayStation era in particular, again, you don't have to mess with it with the RP2 Plus at all. And I mean, the Odin is more than twice as expensive as the 2 Plus. So if you're playing up to PlayStation, if that's, that PlayStation era, GBA and SNES and N64, then, and you don't have a lot of money to run around with, and you don't want to wait 3 months or whatever, 2 Plus, it's $100.
Yeah.
I mean,
the price is right.
I wouldn't be against getting one of each, seeing what I think, you've seen the back of my,
What's nice is that if you aren't a fan of either of them or any of them, you can drop into the marketplace in our Retro Handhelds Discord, and they will sell that same day.
It'll go,
most likely.
Yeah.
It'll go fast. Or eBay. People are scalping these things and selling them for way more than they're worth all over the internet. They're hard to find, man. They're, the Away and Odin, you have to go through the IGG, the Indiegogo in China, and it takes like a month or two to get it shipped to you. Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, you can only currently buy through the GoRetroid.com website, and that as well takes about a month and a half to get to you. So if you can find one stateside, they're always upcharged quite a bit. But I would just be patient and wait.
Unless Stubbs is selling them, then he always sells them for like a $15 or $20 loss on every console he gets.
Dude, I have a Powkitty X18S right now in marketplace at like $150. So
I'm gonna end up buying that fucking thing, right?
Somebody else, dude.
I'm gonna be like 135 shipped. Let's go.
Sold. You want
sold?
Good.
All right,
sold.
I'll PayPal you as soon as we're done here.
Okay. Wheelie dealy dunzo.
So that's what I'm talking about right there. Did you see that? Deal made.
There. We just did it. That's the right price for Thor. I knew. I was like, I'm gonna keep dropping the price like by $5 a day, and Thor's gonna lock in at one of these price points. 135.
I have an addiction, sir. I have an addiction.
I'll give you the discount. Yeah. Plus, I don't need it right now, and we really gotta get our yard cleaned up and everything ready to go for our house. So win.
So Matt, the point is that there's a handheld for every price range now, like that Miu Mini, $60, right? And it'll handle basically like 99% of PlayStation. There's some tougher stuff. N64, don't get your hopes up. It's not really that powerful.
Yeah.
But PlayStation GBA games look fantastic on it. I mean, they look amazing.
Yeah.
Then you kick it up a little bit. You got the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus where you can get some GameCube. You're talking about like 5 or 8% of the library playable. Then maybe 2 or 3% of PS2 playable on that. But like PlayStation, N64, all that stuff, no configuration. You're done. Just drop the ROMs in. You're good. You're legally backed up ROMs. And you're good to go.
And you are so good to go.
2.5 times the price later, you're finally at something widescreen Android gaming, and you can just dump all your shit on it and go. You're good.
But I mean, $280 for something that looks like that. I mean, I don't, pull my leg. Why don't you?
It is the most awesome. It is the most awesome of what they've come up with so far for emulating these retro games.
Well, and then there's one more thing that we have to discuss. There's one more thing that has to enter the ring here. The Steam Deck.
Oh, right. The Steam Deck.
That's the giant one with the crazy following.
12, right now. The 12-foot Gaben elephant in the room.
Oh God.
Steam Deck.
So you guys tell me what's your opinion. I got to know what you guys think.
Okay,
I think it's obviously
be too big. It's big. It's a big boy. Take the Odin.
She's thick.
The Odin feels like a Switch Lite in your hands.
Okay. Yeah.
The Steam Deck feels like a literal deck that you have attached to your house.
That you could have a grill on.
Yeah. You can barbecue. And you were saying you like the barbecue, so you could do that on the Steam Deck and also play, Steam games and maybe some PS3.
They've taken a standard computer processing architecture and then put a battery on it, essentially, and an 800p screen.
Big battery.
A big battery. And you're starting to get some reports of the battery life. You're talking like 8 hours or something like that, like 3 hours for, playing The Witcher 3 or something like that. Yeah. But for other stuff, lower TDP, then you're talking about, up to maybe even 12 hours. So it'll just depend.
I like to rock that 5-watt TDP life because I want to have the longest battery life possible.
Right.
Actually, I have one. I have one pre-ordered because I have a problem.
What?
Yeah, like I put down
you have a problem. You have the sickness.
I'm down with the sickness. Oh God. And I put down the $5, and because I'm like, oh, but what if I want one when it comes out and I won't be able to get
it? Exactly. $5.
It's just like got spiders under my skin.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's half a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So
precisely. So I mean, but it's like I got the expensive one with the case and all that. It's like what is $650 or something?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. Thor 2.
Patreon.com/MattTheLast.
Do you have a Patreon? You have a Patreon?
I do. I just set it up. Hardly anybody on there yet. So like I said, Patreon.com/MattTheLast. And just trying to get that.
You're whispering it. You're whispering. No, everybody, stop what you're doing right now in your life. If you're driving in a car right now, pull over to the side of the road, pull out your phone
right now,
and go to patreon.com/Matt with 2 T's, the last. And he has a $1 tier here. And only $1. You should do a $20 tier. $1 and $20.
$300 tier.
See, what I was doing is
MattTheLast super uber fan.
You can give $1, you can give $50. That's kind of how I have. But if you guys suggest I change that up, like I don't know from Patreon. I don't know these things. So
the graphics look sweet on this though. I like your what do you got for perks here? Patreon only updates, chat with the community. Wait, do you have a Discord?
I do. It's a very tiny Discord. I'm just currently some friends on there, some people, some admirers. But
the spin you put on that is it's a VIP Discord.
Thank you. Yes, only. Exactly. Yeah. Very exclusive.
Exclusive. Which maybe you'll only get access if you join the Patreon.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe make a patron-only channel. You never know. Early access. I like this. Okay. And you got some patrons on here and rocking and rolling. Okay, so back to which handheld that you might want to purchase.
I'm looking at that Odin real hard. It's
yeah.
That Odin is so freaking sweet, man. Steam Deck's great and everything. I'm still gonna buy it and have it in my hands, but I know I'm like 90% sure that it's gonna be too big. No matter how awesome it is, it's just gonna be simply too big to enjoy, and I'll want to like put it on a dock. At that point, I'm like, why don't I just have a living room PC? So
yeah,
well, that's
it looks like a gaming laptop.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what the suggestion is right now. That I just keep telling everybody because I get DMs about it a lot, and it's like, look, if you don't already have a gaming PC or a PS5 or something modern that you want to play with all the time, then go for the Steam Deck, dude. Sure, absolutely. If you already have money invested in a gaming PC or a PS5 or an Xbox or whatever, then check out the Odin because you can stream to it and it works great. Streaming over 5 gigahertz is awesome, especially if you're not 40 feet away from your access point. So
streaming, you can stream from your PS5, your PS4, your Xbox Series machine, whatever you got in your house, PC, Steam, and your PC, all to the Odin. PC. If you've been PC, then you've been caught. Okay,
right.
But I know you're a guy who doesn't like to cloud stream, and you don't want to probably stream from even within your own house. You want to pure power on the handheld, and that's still why the Odin is going to just rock ass across every era of gaming up to PS2. So if you're gonna pick one, no pressure, but that's a pretty awesome.
If you're wanting to run native PC apps and all that kind of stuff, people are porting basically everything that they can over for the Steam Deck over to Linux to make it run on the Steam Deck. So depends on your price point, and it depends on what current hardware you have, you know. I know people like, I'm getting a Steam Deck and I've got a PS5 and a Series X and a Switch, and you know, and I've got the Odin, and I have the handheld addiction. I'm gonna try it out. We have the sickness, you know.
We want to tinker. We want to tinker and just see what it's all about. I want to touch it with my hands. I want to be like, what is this? Because these emulation handhelds that are coming out of mainly China are over the years getting more refined to the point now this year finally they're kind of in line with first party. I mean, they're now a little bit surpassing first party devices like the Switch and the Steam Deck. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Odin is one of those devices. The Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is kind of almost there, but we're just now peeking over the fence into like these companies, these third-party companies are doing it right, and it's freaking awesome.
Finally.
How long have we been on this podcast yammering like, why just give us something that's on tier with Nintendo?
Well, Pow Kitty will come out with something and we're like, it's okay, but god damn it, Pow Kitty. Why the fuck didn't you put a second analog stick on here?
Why
is your battery life garbage?
Everything they release and Thor just bought a Pow Kitty from me not minutes ago, mind you, because we do have the sickness and he hasn't touched that handheld yet. So he needs to.
No, I have not.
He wants it. Now, the X18S is a clamshell device. It kind of looks like a DS or a 3DS. It
can also do some GameCube, right?
It does GameCube and PS2. So with the latest version of Lineage, I believe. Double check on the PS2, actually. I didn't use it for that, but I believe you can. GameCube, no problem, though. It does better than the 2 Plus on GameCube.
That reminds me, after we get off of here, I got to talk to you about something, because I talked to the developer for Lineage for the X18S and several other devices today for like an hour and a half about upcoming stuff. So,
and Lineage is just a clean Android ROM, basically. It's just the Android OS minus all of Google's bloat, whatever bloat.
Usually built from the original source code, so that we know that there's nothing funky, there's no spyware and any of that extra bloatware stuff in it. So.
Because that's the downside. Some of these companies do put out questionable software with their handhelds. Like, is this tracking me just a little bit? What is this app doing?
Copying my financial data.
This? And so we always as a community, we have some developers, and every time the handheld comes out, we get together as a group and then develop a clean ROM that we know the source code of, that we know is clean, that there's no bullshit. And then people can load that on, and it improves upon stuff.
Nice.
Relatively easy to load up as well. It doesn't require a computer science degree to flash it to the onboard storage.
There are exactly 2 handhelds that we would say doesn't necessarily need custom firmware, that you can use just the stock experience. Retroid Pocket 2 Plus and the AYN Odin. Those are the 2 that so far we seem to have not found any bullshit in the ROM.
Everything else needs love. There's another one called the Ambernick RG552. And
also
Seraph
looks like a Switch.
Yeah, Seraph just put out the Android 8.1 ROM for it, and that was one of those ones where the stock ROM was just bad. It was just bad.
It does have Linux. It's a dual boot. It boots Linux or Android, though. That's fun.
But it's not as powerful Linux as off the SD card, not off the internal memory. So Oh no, it's not as powerful as the Odin. No, it's the same price.
But the screen is on par with like an OLED Switch screen. Okay, the screen is beautiful.
It's fantastic.
Beautiful. you'll never play better GBA in your entire life.
Ever. That's true. Gouges.
Well, before we wrap up,
so
guys,
I feel like we just dumped on Matt like hard here. All of
retro
this
handhelds.
Oh, I can't guarantee that I won't own the Odin or the Retroid Pocket 2, because I'm looking at them like, I mean, I could do both. Like,
I mean, you could do both. You could see which one gets here fast. If you're going to,
and we have a ton of community configurations for everything now for the 2 Plus and for the Odin. So
the Odin on the IGG, they're selling a couple of custom, like rare ones before they come to retail. There's a purple transparent shell, kind of looks like an Atomic 64 color. You probably see that on there. And then there's the what was it? The cold gray,
white, black,
has the SNES,
transparent black.
Yeah, has an SNES kind of look. You can get a super pack with a dock to hook to your TV, which outputs. Does it output at 4K?
It outputs at 4K for the base and Pro. For the Lite, because it has a different processor in it, that only outputs via HDMI at the top, and that's
we would recommend
1080.
We would recommend the base if you want to save some money, or the Pro if you want to go all in with 8 gigs of RAM.
Which I'm still not sold on the Pro right now. I know I have a Pro, but I've been monitoring the RAM while I've been testing for the past few days.
Right.
And I'm not quite sure that 8 gigabytes is truly necessary. It seems like a little much for the SD845 processor in it.
Agreed.
So
agreed. It never pings above 50% usage ever.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cool, but I'm starting to think that the Odin base might be the way for most people to get started in this.
Yeah, but get an Odin base pack. Get the super pack, so you get the dock, you get the screen protector, you get the bag, all that stuff.
I don't think that clear shell looks good or looks comfortable or fun, though, that comes with the super pack. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not the clear shell. Yeah, I
know. That thing looks garbagey.
I don't want it. But if you're going to buy an Odin, use our affiliate link in our because,
absolutely.
A little bit of ASMR there.
You don't have to, but little perk in that, so we can get more handhelds.
So the conclusion here is, if you're just now getting into emulation handhelds, and this isn't just for Matt, but this is for everybody. This is the best time to be getting in on it, because this stuff has finally, after a decade of garbage, finally we're at the point where I can spend $100 or $150 and not feel like I wasted that money once I get the product in my hands.
Yep. Agreed. Now, there are about 40 other handhelds we could have explained to you and told you about, but
at least
trust us, we've been in this game a while, and the best of the best is going to be the ones that we sort of dropped on you today. The Miu Mini for the $50 price point, Retroid Pocket 2 Plus for the $100 price point, and then the Odin probably for the premium tier price point.
Yeah.
So, and then the Steam Deck if you just want to have as home defense, or kill your neighbor or something.
Right.
So,
I'm just going to throw this one out there just as a goof. All right, the Ioneo Next. Don't you want to pay $1,500 for a Windows handheld?
Windows handhelds are great. They run Windows. You get to manage your antivirus while you're pooping, while you're camping. It's great. You can run like Norton antivirus, and you can play solitaire on it. But it's like $1,500.
I'm good.
You're better off buying a Mac Mini.
Ugh.
Yeah. It has the start menu. You can go to the start menu and you can scroll through your programs. You can open control panel and change different configurations. You can open up your firewall.
But you can still play hover. Like, I think Windows 10 still plays hover.
You can still play hover. You can play pinball. You can play Dark Souls. I know you wanted to talk about Dark Souls tonight. I'm so sorry we didn't get all the way to that.
No, it's all good.
Real quick though, as we wrap up here, what is your favorite Dark Souls clone?
My favorite Dark Souls clone right now is probably, oh god, that's difficult. Maybe Salt and Sanctuary is really good. Grime is really good.
I heard of that one.
The Star Wars one, the Jedi Fallen Order, actually pretty good, pretty darn good, from the same people who did Titanfall 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will check these
and
out.
When you ratcheted up the difficulty, it was actually difficult.
Yeah.
And when you ratchet down the difficulty, you have Ratchet and Clank. Which is I got you. That's what I say. We got to join each other's Discords, Matt. That's it. Now we're friends. Yep. We need to do it. And let me plug your channel again. So we got, again, youtube.com/Matt, MattT, the last, all one word, MattTheLast.
Yes,
check
sir.
out Matt's channel. He has got a lot of fun stuff here. His Twisted Metal videos, where emulation has gone horribly wrong.
I'm actually bringing those back. I'm doing a series called Emulation Gone Horribly Wrong, where I screw with emulators to see if I can get it to glitch as hard as I can, just for fun, to, play like the earliest version of the PS1 emulators, just to see how it plays some games.
There is built-in screen capture in the Odin, in the launcher, right there in the software.
Yes, there is.
You can also send it straight to YouTube if you want. So just saying that. You can watch all your glitchy games
built into it.
Into the launcher.
I'm gonna check out plug this on your channel too. I really like your rapid review format. I know we talked about that a little bit in the pre-show, but 5 or 6 minutes here and there for games and some classic games and stuff like that as well. That's my jam. I don't have time for, like I was saying, for a 30-minute review of a game.
Yeah. And can you imagine if someone did like an hour review of something like what we do on this podcast every week? Who has time? I wouldn't have time to listen to us. Who listens to us?
Then you'd be H-Bomber guy or something.
People.
The most wonderful people. But I'm way too ADD to listen to something for an hour. Come on. No. This
Matt,
is the time. This is the hour we have to deep dive.
Guys,
thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. Holy crap. Like, I mean, a little nobody like me coming on talking to you guys. It's a blast. I love what you guys are all about. This was awesome.
Oh, thanks, man. We'd loved having you on. And again, let's do it again.
Let's absolutely.
Crazy. And with that,
really dive into Souls games.
Yes, sir.
Our next video is going to be the Souls deep dive, 3-hour long live stream.
Let's go.
Okay. We need to do it, and I will get crushed. Thanks again for coming on, Matt. Again, check him out on YouTube. Thank you to all of our patrons and all of our listeners. We are loving just doing this. We've been doing a lot of videos lately, but we're going to keep going and just keep pushing, because we don't know what else to do with our lives. And we love doing it and love talking to you folks. So, BRB Gaming, this is Stubbs.
Thor.
And
MattTheLast.
MattTheLast. All right, guys.